We are honored, privileged, and blessed. We have our special guest here with us. And before I even get started, let me do this. I thank you all. It's only by the grace of God that I am here, and right now with each and every one of you. Over the past couple of days, it's been very trying, but I am here. I won't get into it because today it is not about me. It is about you. And we have Brandon Clarke here. Do me a favor, Brandon. Say hi, man. I want to make sure I touch your microphone, man, and make sure everything's okay.
Hello,
Oh,
everyone.
yeah. You're okay. You're okay. I want you to slide right in, of course. We thank God for your presence here. As we continue to revise things on our platform, we have Brandon here, Brandon Clarke. He is one of our featured authors. And I want him to tell you, I want him to tell you because it's mandatory that you do more talking than I do. So introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from, man, and we'll start right there.
My name is Brandon Clark. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I actually live in Salem, actually, the Witch City. It's like the capital of all Halloween. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of Salem, in its history of the witches being hung, or people being accused of witchcraft, whatever. And I am a I'm an artist, and I've been writing this book series since 2018 called Dark Mysteries of the Paranormal. And it's just I've always had like a an affinity for more darker things like vampires, witches, ghosts, monsters, the strange, the paranormal. And because I've definitely been like a big fan of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, shows like American Horror Story, Tales from the Crypt. So I decided that I wanted to like kind of like write my own universe and create my own characters. And I'm writing a 10 novel series called, and it's Dark Mysteries of the Paranormal, and it's a 10 novel series where all the books connect to each other. So yeah.
That should be interesting, man. And I'm excited because you mentioned Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited about that. You have to follow me. During the past week, I kind of lost just a tad bit of my speech, but I think you can follow me pretty good. Again, thank you for your understanding and your prayer. But we're here today because of the brave and the wicked. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that if you don't mind?
Well, The Brave and the Wicked is the first book of Dark Mysteries of the Paranormal Saga. It's the first book that kicks off the whole entire series. And it's about a girl named Jade. She finds out that she's a witch, and she has like a whole heritage of of witches in her family. And each generation, there's like this mysterious box that has been passed down by every generation, and the new guardian has to like basically watch over it and protect it, so to make sure the creature that's inside of it never gets out. And when it gets to Jade, saying the creature gets out, and she has to she's basically fighting for her life to fight for her, save her friends, her loved ones, and to um um you know uh learn how to like master her gifts and her magic to save humanity. And it's a thriller. It's a scary story, thriller, and it's definitely like a bump. It's definitely like a thrilling ride where it's never like a dull moment, and and there's a lot of twists and turns in the story. So
How how did it all begin? I mean, what's the root foundation? Is this your first publication, by the way? And if it's not, is this a follow up to something you've previously written, or where did it all start? I mean, how did it begin for you?
so I actually do cosplay. And for those that don't know what that is, it's like people who it's an art form where people dress up in costumes, like whether it's an original display, whether it's like doing pop culture or comic books, and then people go to different conventions and stuff like that. So I'm used to I'm always doing costumes that's like original. Like I do original characters, and I'm always coming up with these characters in my mind. And I said to myself one day, I was like, it'd be so cool. Like, because one year I did a genie, I did a genie costume, and for Halloween, and I was like, it'd be so cool if I did my own genie story, like. And I actually was supposed to originally the plan was is that I was supposed to work on a script with a director. And we were gonna do like a whole like independent film kind of thing. And but then I found out that he like was killed in a fire. And like I was like, I was I was just shocked by that. Like, I didn't really know what to do. So later that year, I said, you know what? I was reading a Stephen King novel, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write me a novel. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write my own novel, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, and then at first it was gonna be like a one and done thing. Like I was gonna do like a one novel series, whatever. But then I was like saying like a one novel like stint, whatever. But then I was like saying it'd be kind of cool if I did like I did a whole series, and I decided I thought because I love telling different stories and like come up with different characters and stuff like that. So yeah, I that's how it kind of all kind of like sputtered about, like kind of all kind of that was like the birth of me becoming an author,
Mm,
you know.
okay. Is that a part of a costume that's around your neck?
Oh, it's some fabric. It's actually a fabric I'm doing. I'm actually it actually is a costume that I'm doing. I'm planning my Halloween plans. I always plan Halloween like months and months in advance,
Oh, wow.
and I go to my seamstress and I say to her like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. I want to do this, and I saw her like on Thursday. I was like, Ellen, I need you to get this done for me. I want to get this done for Halloween, and it's gonna be crazy. So
Now,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to rewind the tape and press play because I want to find out if this is the actual first publication that you have released to the people, or if it's a follow up to something that you previously released before.
This is the first publication that I've ever done. So, The Brave and the Wicked, which is volume one of Dark Mysteries of Paranormal, is the very first like book ever. It kicks off everything.
Okay.
So because I never had a publication book before this. So this is my The Brave and the Wicked is my very first publication ever.
Now I know that you are a role model to somebody. Somebody is watching your every step. Somebody is paying attention to your journey, and they're saying to themselves, "How can I write my book? How can I get started?" Whether it's
Yeah.
something that they have desired in their heart or not, they're at that point. What words of encouragement would you have to share with someone like that today?
I would say just like write what you love, write what you're passionate about. Because like being an independent author is not for the faint of heart. It is hard. It's like an uphill climb that you're constantly climbing, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And like you feel like nobody's reading your books. You feel like what I'm saying, and you have a lot of vultures around you who try to like, oh, I can read your book if you pay me. Like what I'm saying. So it's like, I would say if you're gonna write what you're passionate about, write what you love, and I think like don't be too hung up on the success really. Just like it's the journey, I guess you can say, and just enjoy the journey because my journey so far of being an independent author, it has a lot of downs. I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, a lot of authors don't get like the recognition they feel like they deserve, and there's a lot of people that take advantage of them. So I would say, just when you write something, a piece of literature, just be grateful. Anyone who wants to read your book and I mean really read it and like loves it, just be appreciative of people that like support you and write what you love. Be like if you're passionate about what you're passionate about, everything will fall into place.
I have asked you I mean, well, let me change that. You have told us what's next, and that would have been me driving on my next. I guess you could say my next question. So, since you've answered that question over and time again, I'm going to move forward and say, how is it that someone that wanted to show their love, care, concern, and support for your publication, how could they receive a copy of it? What's the process?
So you can actually go to my website, which is www.darkmysteries.org. It has the first three publications of my books. So, The Brave and the Wicked is my first publication. That's volume one. I have another book called, which is a follow up to The Brave and the Wicked. It's called The Ghost of Kyle Sugarbaker. That's volume two. And then I have a third publication, which is volume three, called The Rainbow Dimension. So the first three, so the first three out of 10 books are on my website right now. And it's also on Amazon. You can find it also find it on Amazon as well. But then again, like I said, darkmysteries.org just it brings you to Amazon to buy the book. You
Right.
know, whether it's paper, whether it's ebook or paperback. You
Right.
know.
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to Amazon, don't forget to leave a review. It's just so
Yeah.
important. It's important for you to do that. Leave a review for Amazon, of course, but for more for
Totally.
the author because he needs to know what you think. He needs to know what he can change. He needs to know what's next, and that would just be highly appreciated. Now, I know that there are going to be some people, and of course, let me say, you don't want to forget about little old GMAP. Don't forget about us down here in the lower left hand corner. You
Yeah.
mentioned all those people, and you forgot about. No, I'm just playing. Listen, don't forget about little old GMAP. Stop by our broadcast network platform. You will be able to see Brandon and, of course, the Brave and the Wicked in our current featured authors bookstore. Click on it. It's going to take you to where you want to go to receive the necessary information about the author, about what it is that you can do with the publications, and how you can show your support. Now, I already asked you again what's next, and you've already pretty much broke that down. But there are some other things that you are currently involved in, as they say. Can you break that down for us a little bit and tell us a little bit more about what you do?
So I kind of do a little everything. So I am like I said, I'm an author. And I'm a cosplayer. I also I'm a kind of like a street performer, if you will. I live in Salem, so Salem and like Halloween time, Halloween season in October, Salem is basically like a hot spot for for tourists. So I usually go out there and like all these different elaborate costumes, and I do street performing, I busk for tips and stuff like that. Anything to help pay the bills, where I don't have to work for somebody anymore. I That's like my dream is to never have to work for anybody ever again. I can't stand working for people. so I I'm doing that, and I'm actually going to be doing. I have actually hired a production company next month to do a kind of like a four video promo for my books, and I'm really excited about that, and it's gonna be awesome. And yeah, so you guys should check out for that.
Actually, I look forward to it. And again, I keep going back to what's next, and you already kind of covered that. But let's say someone wanted to reach out and touch base on a more individual level with Brandon Clarke, just to get resources, to talk, and find out what it is that they can do. What is it that they need to do in order to reach you? How can you be connected with?
So you guys can find me on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I'm as Brandon the Shapeshifter, and Twitter. You can definitely find me on all those platforms. And again, you can also like reach me on my website, which is darkmysteries.org. So, and this was one other thing I want to talk about my books. So my books are not just about like creepy horror stuff, whatever. I also there's a lot of social issues I talk about in my books, whether that be sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, a lot of issues that happen in like, in today's, well, it's always been a problem in the world. And I kind of wanted to like, I wanted to touch on those subjects because a lot of those subjects kind of affect me, especially like the homophobia of the world and like where people feel like it's their place to bash you for being different. They feel like it's their place to make you feel low and not worthy of existing because they think that your life is wrong or you shouldn't exist.
Mm.
So I definitely have I definitely talk a lot about a lot of different social issues. Like even though it's like merged with like horror, but there's a lot of like social issues that I talk about in my books. And like I said, I believe in all inclusivity, and there's a lot of like inclusivity in my books. There's a lot of LGBTQ representation. I know that a lot of people don't like that. Well, too bad. Get over it
Uh-oh.
because we do exist, and we should have a platform just like any other person, straight or whoever, just like them, to like to be represented in like mainstream like stories and media and so on and so forth because we exist too.
Well,
So
that's not a we existing. Everyone is everyone.
yeah.
That means you are a part of what this world has to offer. Don't separate yourself from
Hmm.
from we and they and we exist, don't do it. It's not. You know what? I ain't gonna let you do it. Not here, not now, not that. You can talk to somebody else that might let you do that, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. I'm not doing
Well,
it.
no, I don't separate myself. But it's the problem is that it's years and years of people doing the separating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew who I was since I was a little kid. I've always known who I was. It's the outside people who would try to make me feel like who gaslight me and harass me and bully me. Not to give me not to say like this is like a whole oh poor me, like oh poor poor Brandon, oh like because we all had our fair share of discrimination, right? We all had, right? Some more than others, though. I will say that some
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than others.
yeah.
But I decided to take a lot of the pain that a lot of people inflicted on me when I was a kid, or even as an adult, like like people like in my life, and I decided to turn it into a positive and turn it into art, like and I'm so proud that I'm writing this book series because I mean, how often does people write book series? It's not that's not an off, what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
a feat in its own,
yeah, yeah,
So I'm so like proud of myself that I
yeah,
like, I'm saying that
yeah.
I'm actually like taking the time to actually like work so hard. I've never worked so hard in my life. Like you're saying, like when it comes to like like such a like because like the thing about the book series is that I have to worry about continuity because they're all like intertwined with each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like this is the continuity has to be like on point all the
All the
time.
time. Yeah.
And like sometimes I forget, oh my God, I have to go back and I have to rewrite that because I forgot I wrote this in the earlier chapter. Damn it. Like, so um but yeah, like I would really love for people to like, like fall in love with these characters as I have and fall in love with these stories as I have. Because the thing is that when a book series becomes popular enough, what happens? It becomes a book series becomes a script, and the
Yeah.
script becomes a movie or a
Yeah.
series, and then a
Yeah.
series provides jobs for actors and jobs for actors are able to like survive, and then like and they're able to like create a name for themselves, and then they kind of go, and the people who watch the movie or the series on the TV will want to like read the books. So it kind of goes full circle, like
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I was really think that anyone who loves horror or like supernatural or thriller kind of stuff, I just think it'll be so like you definitely will enjoy this series.
Well,
So
I tell you, man, you made me kind of, well, I don't want to say you made me, but I have kind of switched up on my platform a little bit because of one of the publications, and that was yours. I can't discriminate. I can't be one dimensional. I have to reach out to all people, and
yeah.
our platform is doing some revision. Like I said, I didn't want to let you assume that this was not going to take place, ladies and gentlemen. I was not going to be here today. It's only by the grace of God, number one. And number two, it's because of the young man on the screen. I did not want to let you down. I was just released from the hospital on yesterday with a
Uh-huh.
minor stroke, and I lost all feeling in my entire right side. But to God be the glory, I am here today to share that. I lost my speech, but I'm talking to you. I lost my feeling in my leg. My leg kind of wanted to go its own way. But I laugh at that because I know that all things happen for a reason. Listen, Brandon, don't ever assume that we're not going to roll out the red carpet to help you in any way we can. Pick up the phone, man.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone. Call us. The answer will always be yes, and you will never have to ask us twice. I guarantee it. Thank you so much, man, for taking time out today to be here with us. We will be
Thank
inviting you back. I mean, this is just the beginning. So we
yeah.
will be, you kind of put me on blast between me and you. Uh, but that was us. But we will be inviting you back. We thank you, man. We thank you so much for just taking time out to share your passion, your dreams, and your direction. And we want to be one of those platforms to help you out every step of the way. You be blessed, man. You have a great afternoon, and we look forward to having you back real soon. Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
God bless you, man. Take care, and we'll talk to you in a few.
All right. Bye.